Hi, welcome to another edition of the Alan Rosenberg Show. So I wasn't planning on doing a video. I've been doing this Queen series. But if you think that's the only thing I've been listening to, no. I listen to about at least 3 albums a day. So I've been focusing on Queen. But another album that I got fairly recently was this one. And it's the most recent album by Nils Lofgren called Weathered. It actually came out, I guess, almost 3 years ago. And it's another double live album from Nils. Now, I am a huge Nils Lofgren fan. If you look closely, there's a video I did on the Nils Lofgren discography. I did it over a year ago. It's not very good quality because I actually tried to film it in my basement where the archives are. It didn't come out that good, but it's got good content. Anyway, I didn't pick up this album right away because, as you can see, I have a huge Nils Lofgren collection. This is my 37th Nils Lofgren album, and I just didn't have a great desire to get it. His last couple of albums were just kind of His voice changed. We were getting older, and I just kind of felt like I got so much live Nils Lofgren, which is what you see here. This is just live albums, that I really didn't need another one. But I picked it up recently, found it for a good deal, and I've been playing it, and goddamn, this album is really, really good. So I wanted to give Nils a shout out, and if you're a Nils Lofgren fan and you don't know about this album, you should get it because it's really good, and I'm going to go through it. And if you don't know Nils Lofgren, I'm going to tell you some songs from here that you should definitely stream, check it out on Spotify, whatever you listen to, because you will thank me, and you're going to like Nils Lofgren. So let's talk about this album. It's a double live album. Nils Lofgren Band. He's got his brother playing with him, who used to be in Grin. And he's got the great Andy Newmark playing drums. Andy has been playing the drums with Nils for quite a long time. And, of course, Andy was once in Sly and the Family Stone. So, yeah, he's got some chops, Andy Newmark. It also has Cindy Mizelle. Now, Cindy Mizelle was a background singer with the Rolling Stones, Bruce Springsteen, and a lot of others. And, of course, Nils plays in the E Street Band. That's probably how most of you have heard of him. So she's the magic ticket on this CD. She adds so much flavor and so much power that puts this album over the edge to be something really, really good. So there's the tracks. It starts off with Daddy Dream, and then Across the Tracks. Across the Tracks is one of my favorite Nils Lofgren songs. It's originally on the Wonderland album, and Daddy Dream is from Wonderland as well. They're good versions. Not, phenomenal, but it's good. Across the Tracks, a studio track. You should listen to that. Then it goes into Rock or Night. That was from the Blue with Lou album, an album he did with Lou Reed. And then he does Girl in Motion for, I don't know, what is that, over 10 minutes. And it's a great version. It's I was like, ugh, it's a good song, but I was like over 11 minutes, but it works really good. Really, really tasty guitar. It's a really good song, Girl in Motion. And the song after that, Walk in There, both come from the Silver Lining album. That was a good record. Then he goes into something spectacular. And this is what you need to hear. And this is why I'm doing this video. Check out Too Many Miles. Unbelievable song. Oh my God! Originally, it was supposed to be on this soundtrack, Every Breath, and I met Nils at one of his shows, and he signed it. This is a really good soundtrack to a movie that nobody knows. But strangely enough, Too Many Miles didn't make the soundtrack, and it's an amazing song. Play Too Many Miles. It is extraordinarily great, real heavy, moody, melodic. It's awesome. That goes into Too Blue to Play, also from the Blue with Lou album. That's really good. And then check out Big Tears Fall. Now, Big Tears Fall was a rockin' track from the Flip album. But here, man, it's slower, moodier, and Cindy Mizelle takes you to heaven. Phenomenal. So check out Too Many Miles, Big Tears Fall. You could also check out Too Blue to Play. Those 3 songs are amazing. Big Tears Fall, wow. Made me think, I'm doing this Queen video, right? And I'm reviewing all their albums. And I'm like, these songs gave me chills. I've listened to classic after classic Queen albums so far. I've gotten chills once. And that's the difference, man. This stuff is real. Real. And Queen, They're really amazing players and really amazing vocalists, but they are just so studio. They're so alchemists in the studio and so many overdubs that, with very few exceptions, it's not grabbing me emotionally. I never get chills from them. Here, oh, big time. All right, goes into disc 2. Don't Let Your Guard Down. That's from Blue with Lou. That's okay. It's pretty good. Extended track called Give is just okay. Tender Love. That's another amazing track that came from this soundtrack. So Nils playing some deeper stuff on this live record, which is nice. Tender Love is phenomenal. Also with Cindy Mizelle. Then he goes into Like Rain. Classic from Grin. Can you see that? The Best of Grin. Unbelievable song. There's a lot of really good live versions. I'll show you some of these other live albums, but it's a really good live version on this. Goes into No Mercy, the song that I thought was going to make him famous from the Nils album, and unfortunately it didn't. Good version of that as well. Then they do something off the wall. They do this thing, there you go, Mind Your Own Business, which is a really fun country kind of Hank Williams song. And they do that. Really interesting. The Lofgren brothers do it together, and there's some pedal steel on that, which is really fun. That's a really fun song. And then they do this jam of Papa Was a Rolling Stone. Well, that works out good. Got Andy Newmark on drums. It's funky as hell. And then an extended version of I Came to Dance, which is just okay. That's one of Nils' most famous songs from the I Came to Dance album, and that was supposed to make him break big too, but it didn't happen. It's just an okay version of that. So it's not a perfect live record, but there is some amazing, amazing live stuff on here that you need to hear. And I got more chills out of this than I've gotten from listening to all these Queen albums so far. So that's where I'm coming from. Nils is a great guitarist, and his voice sounds really good on here. If you like Nils Lofgren live, you might want to check out some of these other ones. Man, Tom, I hope these don't fall down. David, I mean, you're rooting for these to fall. I hope they don't. This was the first album I ever got from him, Nils Lofgren, Night After Night. Came out in 1977. This is the original vinyl that I got from Columbia House Record Club. And this is a special album for me because I've done videos where I say live albums are a great gateway to an artist. There was my gateway to Nils Lofgren right there. I got that in the I Came to Dance album. And this album I love. There's a lot of jamming on this. It's not a tight live record, but it's fine. The songs are all great, and they're all good versions. But like, for instance, Back It Up is like a classic 3.5-minute track on this album. I don't know. It's like 7 minutes or something like that. So it goes on. But it's still really good. This is the official bootleg, Back It Up. A lot of people used to say it's the greatest live album of all time. It's not, but it's fun. There's some other live albums he did too. This was a good one called Code of the Road. Then they reissued it, Code of the Road Greatest Hits Live. It's got some really great tracks on it. Delivery Night's amazing. Secrets and the Streaks are really good songs. Sun Hasn't Set is a classic. Moon Tears. Some repeats from Night After Night. This is a tighter live record, not as much jamming. The problem with this album, and in fact the new Weathered, is that he commits the cardinal sin, in my opinion, which is there's breaks in between the songs, like a studio record. You hear the live crowd, it fades down, the live crowd comes back in. And if you're doing a live album, to me it should feel like a live experience without those breaks. It should just, I know they're recording at different shows, but make it seem seamless. But that's a fine live record. This was a great one. I was amazed how much I loved this one. This is Acoustic Live, and it's exactly what it is. Nils Lofgren Acoustic Live record. I didn't think this was going to be that good. It's excellent. This is a definite great live record from Nils. And then there's a bunch of other ones. This is Nils from the BBC. Couple of, what was this around? I think this is from the Flip era. Not essential, but it's good. This was an archive release called Nils Lofgren Archive Alive. Again, not essential, but when you're a Nils fan like me, you want to get all of them. But this is a good release also. Not bad. This is another double live one he did, the Nils Lofgren Band Live. Kind of similar to Weathered. Fine release, not great, but this was really cool. It's got Too Many Miles on there, but the version of Weathered is way better because of Cindy Mizelle. This has 2x2 and White Lies. White Lies is one of the greatest rock and roll songs of all time. The studio version right there. You need to hear that. And Nils had a couple of DVDs. Here's Live from the Town and Country, and this was in 1991. And this is a really good collection called Cry Tough. And this is 3 shows from Rock Palace, going back to 1991, 1976, and 1979. That covers a lot of ground right here. Nils is a great live performer. And if you want to further get into Nils and you don't want to dig into the live stuff, there's a bunch of compilations. Here's a really good compilation of 20 songs called the Nils Lofgren Ultimate Collection. And then there's the very best of Gren, which was the CD version of the best of Gren, but this one's got like more than twice as many songs probably. This is a phenomenal album, by the way. You need to hear White Lies, Direction, Moon Tears, Sad Letter, Love or Else, Like Rain. Amazing. I was into Nils Lofgren before I was into Springsteen. Go figure. Here's another one, Soft Fun, Tough Tears, Grin and Solo. So there's a bunch of collections out there where you can gather a lot of the best of Nils Lofgren. And here's another one, Favorites of Nils from 1990 to 2005, which was the Ryko disc years. So a lot of Nils Lofgren, and playing in the background is that video I did, Nils Lofgren discography, ads, and top tracks starter kit. So it's a good way to get into Nils. You can check that out. That's in my artist discographies playlist. So anyway, it just got me thinking. That's why I did this video. I've been listening to Queen, and no offense, man, I'll take Nils Lofgren over Queen any day of the week. And maybe if you give this a listen. So check out Weathered, his release that came out a couple of years ago. It's a fine live record. Check out, again, Too Many Miles, Big Tears Fall. You will thank me. It's incredible. Too Blue to Play is good. Those 3 in a row, they flow really well. Tender Love's great. Like Rain. No Mercy is pretty good. Mind Your Own Business is a lot of fun. Good stuff from Nils Lofgren, and I'm glad I picked it up. Let me know what you think. Check out Nils Lofgren. You'll thank me in the morning. Hope you stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for this quick impromptu video. I'm not dead yet, Monty Python. See you guys around.